Hello class, this is the third video in the samples of average and three numbers. Here's the before, which I already have a video for, so I don't really need to talk about it. Here's the after, which I went through. So I want to show you how we've even made this even more efficient. So we're going to get rid of that one. And here we are with version 2. So if you look, here's my def main. What's def? It stands for the definition of a function. You put the word def, a name, parens, and colon. Here's the main. So the code drops down and says, nope, not going to run here. Oh, here's a definition called getLetterGrade. I'll come back to that later if I need it. Oh, I'm introducing the def min number. It takes in two numbers, okay? And then prompt for integer takes in a string and it returns an integer. Aha, this is the piece of code that calls the main. So it goes back up here, comes here and starts running. We set the divisor to 3. And then we set the lowest to 0. We prompt for the 3 integers just like before. So we pass in enter test score 1, and we call the prompt for integer. We come down here, and then we say prompt for integer. We take in the string that was passed. We make sure they enter in a valid integer. If they do not enter a valid integer, the value accept value error picks it up, and we come back up. And we keep doing this till they give me a valid integer. This code works, and I strongly recommend you copy it. I have a code saying called CASE, C-A-S-E, and that stands for copy and steal everything else. Take this code, and if you ever need a float, copy it, change this to a float, change this to a float, and it works out beautifully. So we come back up here, and here's prompt for integer. Drop the lowest grade. And then if they say yes, notice I have a min number. In the previous example, it took in 3 integers. This min number only takes in 2, 1 and 2. And it finds the lowest between the two numbers. And I use the short if. So I say if I number 1 is less than I number 2, return number 2 or number 1. So let's do it again in case I confused you. We use number 1 if number 1 is less than 2. So if 1 is less than 2, we use this. Else, we put number 2 into the return. So look what we're doing. It's called nesting. It's kind of hard to see, but I do the min number between 2 and 3, and whatever's lowest between 2 and 3, we call the min number again, and comparing the lowest between 2 and 3 to the lowest of 1, and we set the divisor to 2. And I average just like we did the others. Here's where I really want to show you some cool code that I made concise. I pass in a float number and I return back a string. So when we come into here, you'll notice I take the grade and I say if it's greater than 90 or greater than or equal to 90, we give you an A. Else, if it's greater than or equal to 80, you get a B, greater than or equal to 70 through the process of elimination. What it doesn't do is take into consideration the plus or minuses, and that is where this wicked cool code comes in. I'm going to ask you to stare at it and see if you can figure it out. Hit pause now, and when you're ready, I will show you what it is. If your grade is greater than or equal to 60, we're going to find out the plus or minus. Notice we say it's greater than or equal to 60 because F's, you don't get F pluses or F minuses. So now, notice I do modulus division, so that gives me the whole number. So for example, if someone has a 97, we set their letter grade to an A. Then we come to here, 97 is greater than or equal to 60. And we come to here, we take 97 modulus 10. We discard the 9 and keep the 7 from 97. We turn it into an integer and we say if it's 7 is greater or equal to 7, or if the grade is greater than 100, we give the plus. So what we basically do is isolate a number. So for example, if I have 97, this code right here gets me this. Say I had a 93. Oh, I'm trying to type in the dark here. 93. This code right here gives me the 3. And 3 is not greater than or equal to 7, and the grade is not greater than 100. So we come down here, and if it's 3 is less than or equal to 3, you get the minus. Say it was 95. My code, doing the modulus, isolates the 5. False, default, we don't put a plus or minus in. I hope you like this code. Check it out.